First step, Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease.
Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease. I took those initials and I looked at it as crushing my triumphs. And it was very difficult. And for many, many years, I just sat and didn't.
They weren't really quite sure what was going on. They knew something wasn't right. They knew he didn't have any reflexes, and he didn't walk right. He had a toe walk and a strange gait. And really his...
My hands are very weak. I have difficulty getting the kids dressed, unbuttoning shirts, buttoning shirts, snapping, zippering pants.
I've had thoughts of suicide when I was in high school, a lot. And I never told anybody for like years, and then finally...
I'm very fearful for Michael's future for many, many reasons, but primarily because it is a progressive disease. There is no cure. And I wonder where he will...
Every prom was difficult, you know, for her, for me, for her friends. And, you know, we did the best.
Everything I read up on CMT, I would say I have probably 90% of the symptoms. Pretty much everything. I mean, even my hands. And then they say some people, not a lot, have hip dysplasia because of it, and I have that. I went to a neurologist, and it's in my quads, and it's all over. I think I've got it pretty bad.
Experts believe that more than 500,000 people of all ages in the United States suffer from Charcot-Marie-Tooth.
My name's Elliot, and I have CMT. I bet you've never heard of that. Charcot-Marie-Tooth. It's where my nerves can't talk to my feet. Can you believe that?
CMT is a hereditary disease. It's a hereditary motor and sensory neuropathy, which means that the nerves become sick. They don't work. It affects the muscles atrophy. People with this problem lose their balance. I think for someone to try to understand it, imagine tripping with each step that you take. That's probably what it's like for someone who has moderate CMT.
CMT often leads to limb deformity.
The most common deformity that occurs with CMT is in the lower extremity. The calf muscles waste away and become very thin and spindly. The foot becomes twisted and gnarled and the toes drawn up. Because of the muscle imbalance that develops in the foot with this disease, as a person grows, the arch actually becomes hyperflexed. And people end up walking on their heel and just the front of their toes, which, as you can imagine, would be very painful.
CMT is the leading inherited neuropathy.
I discovered my grandson walking in a very strange manner, and to make a long story short, I told my daughter-in-law, he's not walking right. He needs to see a doctor. And a few weeks went by, nothing happened. I said, have you taken him? He's really not walking right. Well, that started the whole progression of finding out that Elliot suffered from CMT.
I used to have a catch and play ball, and in fact, I used to love to do that. It's not that he can't do it now. He can do it still, but his motivation, his lack of motivation in the athletic area is you know, somewhat naturally, you know, it's a real, and compared to other kids, he doesn't want to get himself involved with the comparison and how he'd do versus the other.
Look at my feet. I can't even put my feet flat on the floor. I can't stand on my toes, my heels. Heck, I can barely stand still if I don't have my braces on. You know what's really messed up? Not many people know about this disease. There's just as many people with CMT as there are with spina bifida and cystic fibrosis. I'll bet you've heard of those, right? Can't stand up!
I've made it my lifelong journey to make sure that there's a treatment and cure for this disease, and we're doing everything that we can to accelerate research for this disease and support the community.
This foundation and the awareness of it has healed me and my family so much, knowing that other people do have it, and meeting people adults, mothers going through the same thing I did.
I'm not going to let CMT stop me. I just don't. I don't let it. Sometimes I get angry, but I keep on going. You know, I don't take steps back. I go forward.
Each time I meet a new person with the disease, I want to cure more and more, and we will not stop until this disease is cured.
The fact that you haven't heard of CMT is one of the reasons there is no cure. I want a cure. I want hundreds of thousands of people to know about my feet. I want George Lucas to know about my feet. I want Oprah to know about my feet. I want Obama to know about my feet. The more people that know about my feet, the better chances of a cure there is. So please send this video to everyone you know.
The Hereditary Neuropathy Foundation is leading the fight to find a cure for CMT.